And some of the boss fights are kind of challenging. Some of them not so much, but some of them you know, the old school having to learn their patterns and what they do next and how to dodge. You know, it's all there. There's some fleshed out boss fights and things for you to learn and get some challenge from.
I had a tad bit of trouble with the Rose Queen.
Oh no, I kicked her ass straight away. I found her fight to be boring. Her fight was so boring.
Oh, well, excuse me, Mr. Kaiser. Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of everyone's favorite podcast, the Critical Arcade Podcast. I'm your co-host, Nick.
And I'm Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Nick. You well?
Yes, I'm well, thank you. Dave, do you know how many Final Fantasy titles there are in total?
Shit. Oh, God. Putting me on the hot seat at the very beginning of the podcast is madness. This is
including spin-offs, remakes, bundles, mobile games.
Oh, whoa, that's insane. No, I know, 50.
How much?
I hit you with 50.
50.
50. Yeah.
Good guess, but no. How about one more guess?
Is it that high? Higher or lower? Come on, give me. Is it higher or lower?
It's higher than 50.
No, it's higher than 50.
Yeah.
64.
64, nice.
What is it?
But no.
Damn, how many is it?
64, that's almost half of them.
No.
Yes, there's 126 Final Fantasy titles in total, including spin-offs, remakes, bundles, mobile entries, mainline entries. 126.
That's mad. Because I know that some of the spin-offs, I don't know how to say, the fighting versions. And there's a ton of mobile ones in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
And
remakes.
I still can't believe it's that many. Yeah, there were a ton. I just remembered. Yeah, Game Boy Advance had remakes. Nintendo DS had remakes.
Yep. Yes, the mobile entries were remakes of themselves. They were bundles of games. 10, 10-2, 13, 13-2. There were tons. Even all the Crystal Chronicles as well.
Yeah, I can't believe it's triple digits. That's crazy. I was well off. Jeez. And I'm a Final Fantasy fan. I just showed.
But I mean,
I'm not.
That's an insane number. 126 for a franchise that's not even 40 years old.
But it is quite ironic that it's called Final Fantasy. I know it's got an actual history, but 120 iterations of it. Is it really that? Just call it fantasy now, by all accounts.
Yeah.
That's
Upcoming
crazy.
fantasy.
I did not know that. Yeah, exactly.
Something. That's insane. There were so many fantasy titles. It's no wonder, absolutely no wonder that there's so much influence that this franchise has.
Yeah, no, it definitely
in the
does.
gaming sphere.
Yeah. It basically mainstreamed like the turn-based system. That and Dragon Quest, but fundamentally all Square Enix or Squaresoft at the time. But yeah, the Final Fantasy games, I think fundamentally you could say it's got a hand in most games. Most developers now and producers, they all probably got their hands on at least one Final Fantasy game when they were younger in some way or form. And yeah, that's most definitely inspired a ton of games.
I even think
I really enjoy now.
Final Fantasy is currently one of the top 3 most played MMOs.
Yes, at the moment, yeah, I think so. I think it's doing, it is really doing well on that side.
It must be.
Do you know that in Japan and stuff, the Final Fantasy characters are actually models for clothes and stuff like that?
Of course.
You'll see Lightning
of course it
a
is.
bag and a dress and stuff, and it's literally...
I'd love to see Lightning just in the window of a Woolworths.
Yeah, no, exactly. It literally is a thing out there, which makes sense. It's why they're all so pretty and all proportioned the way they are, so they can just sell product and...
Listen, I'm not complaining. If I can see Clive Rossfield in a couple of Calvin Kleins... Woo!
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm buying those jeans or buying those jockeys
I'm getting those briefs, and I might get myself a copy of Final Fantasy XIII.
Yes, I just want that aura of just wearing those clothes, just to go feel it. No doubt, I'm sold.
So it's really no wonder that this franchise has had this influence on people playing this game and eventually trying to make their own Final Fantasy titles.
Of course, yeah. No doubt.
Right? Dave.
Agreed. Yeah, you want to, what's today's game, right?
What's this week's game?
Now, this week's game, I'm sure everyone who's been keeping an eye on PlayStation or any of the showcases they've done will have heard of it. It's had a lot of hype for what it is, by all accounts. The game this week is Lost Soul Aside. Developed by a pretty much new studio. Like, I know it like I say, we'll go into the roots of it in a moment. It's called Altezero. Would you say, is that how you say it? Altezero? Altezero?
I think it's Altezero.
Altezero Games. And Nick, you were telling me that the story of this is actually really heartwarming, and you just want to kind of cheer for it and say, like,
I do. Yes.
This is what we need. This is what we like to hear. Right?
The story of the development of this game has been just wild. And yes, heartwarming is the word I'd use. Up until launch, this has been, would you say, underdog story?
I think so. I think it's one of those things, a story in regards to that could have easily just not happened. And it's the idea that it's somehow wormed its way through all the industry and the big wigs and stuff like that and actually made it to the surface. It is kind of remarkable in its own right.
Yeah. So how this got about is in 2014, a single guy, a developer, what's his name? Bang Ying, a Chinese developer, was so unsatisfied with Final Fantasy XV that he decided he was going to make it himself, and he was going to make his own version, or at least he was influenced by Final Fantasy XV. Yeah. He developed it on his own, and then he posted a video online that went viral.
Which is, again, the odds and theory of that even happening. I know we all watch viral clips, but mathematically, that's actually really quite rare to just have something and then it catches everyone's attention and they all share it and become viral, right?
Yeah, even the bigwigs' attention.
Yeah, exactly.
He started making this game in Unreal 4 and he really just kind of taught himself as he went along. But this went so viral, what he started making, that it caught the attention of Sony.
Yeah, right?
Sony.
I know. It's a crazy story. Sony story.
It is. So they then took him underneath the flag of the China Hero Project, an initiative to support Chinese developers and bring their games to PlayStation. It's this big indie rally flag that just gets load of developers and their games who otherwise wouldn't have had the funding or attention to spend on the games that the games and the developers deserve.
Agreed. It's fantastic. Just initiative, just like the Among Us developers help other indie games. It's good.
Without a sloth.
It's good to see a Sony, like the big boys, are actually trying to put a branch out there to pull people up and to give them the platform they need to try and achieve what they want.
And this is the part that I really like, right? Yeah. In a time where developers are laid off en masse.
Yeah, of course.
People are losing their jobs in the video game industry because of this big old tech bubble that we got from COVID. Mm-hmm. All these developers are losing their jobs. Oh, and the executives stay in power.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't want to. Anyway. It's so great to finally hear of a story of Sony giving entry-level developers a chance.
Yes, which I don't know. Maybe it's just we've been living on a rock. I don't think I've heard that narrative before, like from one of the big boys taking a risk, by all accounts, on something that could have very well failed.
Really could have.
Very possible.
I think this China Hero Project has got a couple more games. None of them as big or as high profile as Lost Soul Aside, but it's got a couple of other games that they've taken under wing, and it's done so well that they've even started the India Hero Project.
Oh, cool! Did not know that. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, it's so good to be in the gaming scene and see these little seeds just start growing and maybe fixing the gaming market as we know it right now to actually something better. But there was the other things. What I was reading about, just the kind of human struggle in this story is so, to some degree, relatable. Because this was, like Nick said, just one guy got the spotlight from Sony. So then they got into like 14 members, but of course, you don't instantly just go from being one guy to like running a team and you all being on the same. So they had morale problems. They had
loads of problems.
Right, yeah, directions going the wrong way, rewrites, learning curve.
I'm assuming because you checked the interview Bing Yang had around last year.
I didn't know.
There was an interview that Bing Yang had for some publication in China that got translated, and he essentially said he liked making this one-man project, but the moment this turned into just running a studio, he got loads more problems that he just couldn't solve.
The learning curve alone must have been insane.
Yes.
You can't just go from like being one man to the whole thing. It must have been just uber stressful, just manic. And granted, this took like from like start to finish, like almost 10, 11 years, didn't it?
Yeah, that's
to
right.
actually
10 years.
Come to fruition. Which is, again, from just sitting here, the resolve and the story of it just makes you want to go, I just want this game to be great. I just want this to be on the top 10 lists of everyone, to be on the sales going through the roof, because the story just has so much humanity to it and stuff like that. It's such a nice one.
Yes, the story of how this game came to be is so unique. Yeah. I love it. And the thing I love most of the story is it has introduced people to turn themselves into game makers.
Yes, to see it's possible, right? You can
exactly.
And it's doable out there.
It's added people to the industry. It's added developers to the game developing scene. Instead of the usual just story where people are being booted from the industry. This, for once, we have a story about Sony introducing people to the industry.
And
I love
just
that.
Makes
That's
you
my favorite.
Want to back it and just hope beyond hope that it does really well.
So that's why I think the release of this game and the game itself is such an interesting conversation, because it's turned out to be a lot more polarizing than people anticipated.
Yeah, exactly right. I still think it's got a net positive to it, because I think you're right. It's going to inspire companies doing this more. It's going to put some new talent into the industry. I think it's going to have a net positive, but you're right. We say all these nice things, but this game isn't the big hit, the wonderfulness that we all want it to be by all accounts, right?
No. I think
on that note, should we jump to the narrative, right?
Let's go with let's go into narrative. I think you're right. We're 10 minutes in. Okay, narrative.
This I can't say the protagonist's name without just smiling. Kaiser. Did you ever watch? Did you watch the movie Dodgeball? Right? Did you get the same thing? Because this is Kaiser.
I'm thinking
Blazer, right?
Blazer, Taser.
Every time they said his name, I just couldn't take it that seriously.
And my personal bodyguard, Michel.
So you definitely have watched that movie. You take on the role of Kaiser, the good-looking, buff, manly man saving the world type, who was in a rebel group called Glimmer, which I think we both agreed that this looked like a very good, kind of like a clone, a little bit of Final Fantasy VII being a rebel group called Avalanche against the man and the establishment and stuff like that.
Very influenced by Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, kind of saw this narrative beginning at the very least before. Yeah. And they fight against an oppressive empire that, of course, dominates a war-torn world, and you're rising up against it for the people and for the sake of the future of this country.
Yes.
Until, as luck would have it, you're just trying to fight the empire and the establishment. Interdimensional invaders known as the Voidrax just come crashing in during your big firework moment.
Because of course they do.
Of course, right? This is a narrative. You can't just have normalcy coming into
I know
play.
we're dunking on that, but I kind of like that little twist.
Well, it does scream like 2000s JRPGs, right?
Yes.
This is where bonkers kind of like ness was kind of just the thing that happened in games.
Yes.
And it also kind of slightly reminded me of Ratchet and Clank. I don't know if is there something
Really?
called the Voidrax or something in there? Just the idea of aliens popping in out of nowhere.
I don't know.
To
I've
destroy...
not played enough Ratchet and Clank. It's been way too long. I cannot remember.
So the Voidrax come in to ruin everyone's fun. They're an alien species controlled by the big bad. I forgot his name now. What's the big bad called? Again, begins with A. Okay, this is one of the problems with the narrative of this. Is I kind of started forgetting it, but which isn't really a new thing for me by all accounts.
No, I get it.
But anyway, you team up with a massive dragon. That is the description. That is his name when you first meet him. He is massive dragon.
Before you learn his name, he's described just as massive dragon.
Just so you know the scale. This isn't a normal sized dragon. This isn't a puny baby dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's not even a big dragon.
No.
Massive.
And his name is Arena. Strange name, really, I thought. I guess it's got its own whimsy in its own right, but
it's not like
Arena,
this game has got normal names.
No, very true, very true. And just like any other Japanese RPG, you know that you're gonna team up. You're gonna gain powers due to the power of Arena, and you're gonna use those to fight for your way forwards. Because now this is a narrative. I won't do spoilers, but I thought the narrative change in regards to his sister, that was kind of a cool twist. I did not see his sister's situation happening at the get-go. Which I was like, wow, that's kind of dark. That was messed up, that little scene.
And wasn't it messed up how it happened? She wasn't even being targeted by the Voidrax.
Agreed.
Just one shitty
it was a messed up scene. I was like, whoa.
Kind of force pushed her or force grabbed her as a meat shield, and then he ran away.
Yeah, like I say, the whole game shouldn't be against the invaders. Should be just after that one guy. He was such a knob, by all accounts. And then, like I said, it goes through the main throws of every JRPG. You gain powers, you get stronger, you take down just events, different boss types and stuff like that. We don't want to go into spoilers too much because JRPGs and these types of games are kind of built upon the narrative that they tell.
Yes.
And if you take that away, you're just mashing buttons.
Should be built on the narrative at least.
Yes. Should be. And this is so upsetting because I'll admit, ladies and gents, I was playing this game with like rose tinted glasses. I wanted to see only good. I wanted to. I was going through everything.
I think loads of people do.
This is bad, but this is not bad. This is bad, or this is. I was trying to just find those bits where you go.
Same.
Well, it's his first time. It's a first development. It took him so. This is not gonna be a perfect game. It's just not that. It doesn't happen.
No.
And sadly, the story just becomes kind of lackluster. I am gotten many hours in.
That is the truth, unfortunately. The story just isn't what it needs to be.
Yeah, I just keep perpetually going to new areas, fighting new bosses to gain more power and to kill the bad guy who's got the souls, potentially. And just narratively, nothing is changing except for that one little carrot on a string just in front of you saying, no, you got to save
Yes, that's it. That's what it feels like. Feels like. They're just dangling a carrot in front of you, taking you from place to place, pretending like it's the story. It's not, though. Yep. A story is what's being done in Expedition 33.
Yes, there's something with highs and lows and character development.
There's development. The story actually progresses. Things happen.
Yeah, this takes far too long for anything meaningful to happen during after you get the beginning of the game's good. You got like a live little world. You got you meet some new characters. They got some funny quirks. You meet Arena. He's kind of like you said it once. You enjoyed it. He's kind of arrogant and kind of rude, and he only talks to the people who show him degrees of respect. Exactly. He's got some great little one-liners. You kind of enjoy your interactions with Arena. Arena's good.
I enjoy characters that have got flaws. If a character has flaws, they feel real. Characters that don't have flaws, Aloy, then they don't feel real.
Yeah, they're a bit too shallow and tepid, and you just go.
They just feel like
you're
a
just
Mary
meat
Sue.
suit. Yeah,
Yes.
for me to go and just beat people up, right?
Yeah, you don't care about who they are. You only care about what they can do.
Yes,
That's not
yeah.
a character.
And sadly, this whole game, and I ladies and gents, I am double digits of hours into it, and I don't know. It's just area upon area, new power upon new power, a bit of grinding, a little bit of money that you can get, which I still don't really know what that's for.
Yeah.
I've unlocked nothing I got like 3,000 gold cubes, and I've got nothing that's worth more than like 40 gold cubes, like, to purchase. It's just, sadly, and then you can see the narrative, though, can't you? Because you can see
yes. That's
this
the
is
thing.
the bare bones. If I wrote a story, I couldn't do. I'm not gonna have a fully fleshed out like a Tolkien or Orson Scott Card type story in me and be the ability to tell it so beautifully. That doesn't just get switched on. You can see that he's tried so hard, and it's. Like I said, I am trying just to say it's for this first time and the developer's first time. It isn't the worst. It's just not good.
No.
Right. I feel bad. I've never met the man, but I feel bad because the story is so heartwarming.
It is, and this is one of the few projects that has just passion from the very start.
Yes.
This was built as a passion project, and I also find it unfortunate that it's turned into this.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a cult following because people also just like us just want to hear it succeed. So they're playing it all the way through to the end just because they want to the development company to get those numbers and hit those quotas and all that stuff, which is really nice.
Because you can sense that this isn't just corporate nonsense to feed you for money. There's a part of that. I think Sony's hand in this,
of course,
eventually turned it into one of the game's biggest problems. But we'll get into that later.
Did you see who bought a 10% stake of this company? By the way.
Oh no! Right? No!
Can
Let's
you guess? Chinese.
Is it Tencent?
Yeah, it's Tencent. Came out the back and just went, ooh, I'll own a little bit of this just in case we need to.
You know what? I'm a fan of money.
Right? Tencent. I swear they're slowly developing into the bad guys from Ready Player One. Like they're going to be that corporate business that you have to defeat a massive metal Godzilla to kind of take down.
Yeah, it's either going to be Tencent or Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they're a bunch of really nice fellas. I doubt it, but like I say, Tencent is everywhere. They're getting into everything. So the story, there's just not much to it. It had such a good, fun start, and you meet characters, and you just... Again, I'm saying this from a JRPG background. I've played all of them. I know all the good ones. I played all the bad ones, and this is very in the middle. This is kind of just a mid-type story.
So, I've got a question for you now.
Go on.
This was inspired and influenced by Final Fantasy XV, and we can clearly see some beats and elements from Final Fantasy VII in this as well.
Yes, of course.
Can you feel any other mainline entry also breathing in this game? There's there's one entry that I feel in this game that I don't know if you can too.
I'm trying to think what Final Fantasies you've played. I would instantly go to 8, but I don't think you've ever played 8.
I've never played 8.
Because 8 does the loner tough guy that doesn't know how to communicate.
Yes, which other Final Fantasy also does the loner tough guy?
quote unquote 10 of them. To be honest with you, there's a loner tough guy in every single one of them.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're going to say you're not going to say 7 because we've already
I'm
done
not
that
going to say 7. We have
Clive.
7 and 15. Sorry?
You're going to say Clive or you're going to say
No.
Noctis? I don't know which ones you even know. You know 6, which is Locke.
I was thinking of Lightning from Final Fantasy XIII. I am getting...
okay, that's actually true. I give you
right?
that. Actually, I think
I'm
that's true,
getting such Final Fantasy XIII vibes from Lost Solar Side.
Are you getting Lightning herself or Snow?
I'm getting when I look at this game, I'm getting the same feeling I did when I played Final Fantasy XIII. And I know that's a bit of a stretch. I know it's subjective, and I know that's a personal take. I don't care.
I actually didn't mind 13. I know people
Same.
Like, I actually didn't mind.
Same. I was playing
bad.
13, and I was thinking, I'm having a good time. Yeah. Why are people shitting on this game?
Yeah, I don't know why they shit on that game so much. It's perfectly fine. I found the bad guys and the weird names of them kind of confusing for me to keep up, but that didn't matter. I thought it was a good game.
Same. No, I like 13.
It's got that same character progression and linearness that 13 kind of has compared to other Final Fantasy games.
Yes, they're both quite linear in fashion, right? And I am feeling... I'm getting that same feeling from this game that I did from Final Fantasy XIII way back when. And I've not felt that way about a game... Or not this way, but I've not felt a game has Final Fantasy XIII vibes as much as Lost Soul aside. And that might be a nail in the coffin for a lot of people, but for a lot of other people, that could just be exactly their jam.
No, very true, very true. Anything else narratively, or should we go to the visuals?
Let's move on to the visuals.
Again, rose-tinted shades. A lot of the visuals in here are quite good, right? You go,
yes, that was I'd say so as well.
Over the top and cool, right? That first scene where there's that boy who gets just 300 kicked across the road. And then Kaiser just doesn't just run over to the guard. He runs and flips and runs on the wall and
absolute moment.
Yeah, right. That's great.
I love it. I like that. That's the type of camp I need more of.
Yes, exactly. And that's
I need more camp like that.
That's very Japanese RPG coded. Good time. A lot of the animations, a lot of the fights at the end, it gives you one of those fun animations in regards to seeing the over-the-top finish that you perform on things. And a lot of those are pretty cool. It's got some fun, like, mechanics and dynamic and kinetic energy to it that makes you go, okay, that was visually a lot of fun. I liked that. That was cool.
Right. You're so right. So it's not all perfect.
Yes.
I can very clearly see at some points that they did not do motion capture for this game.
Yes. I mean, that's very
because
true. Yeah.
They couldn't.
Yeah.
But at other points, I don't care.
But
there's such style sometimes.
But it is very strange to see like Xbox 360 animations again, which has been such a long time. You know, just the waving of the arm and then the same waving of the arm, and one thing was sad and the other thing was excitable. It is, again, we're kind of very pampered in what we get now because of motion detection.
Exactly.
And
all we get now are these AAA blockbusters that take 8 years to make.
Yeah, and motion controlled, the thing? It's very easy to do now. People are doing it in their living room for character and stuff. So that it is getting kind of the norm and quite simple to do.
Yeah.
Visually, the very worst thing for me is, and I think you agree with this, is the rat tail haircut Kaiser has.
Worst.
I cannot get past it. I hate it so much.
Come on, Kaiser.
Because all you got to do is cut it, and then he's got a good haircut. It's all gel, it's all spiky, it's very, very Japanese
very
RPG.
Just cut the rat tail. Cut it. It's a dumb ponytail.
And he's got he's got aura farming wind. That's great. Everywhere he stands, his hair blows away and his cape just floats in the air in conversation.
The moment I got another outfit, I equipped that immediately. And I feel so much better.
Yeah, no, I know the one you're talking about. It's just fun. These things, again, we said this the last part, I find kind of charming because I know all the old...
Exactly, this is the camp I need. This is the camp I crave.
But on the other side of that thing, the frame rate drops in this are insanely bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's so mean. It feels like you're bullying someone.
No, I mean, but it's fair, though.
The frame rate's some of the worst I've seen.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. You've got Sony's coming in. Surely
Sony's only backing it. Sony's only throwing money at Bing Yang, and Bing Yang is then supposed to direct his studio to do optimization improvements, figure out a good game design with an addictive gameplay loop, and they did some of that.
And it's so hard because we've said it in many past games that we're like, oh, you can't, we're getting tired of games being released broken and then being patched later on, right? Yeah. And we got to hold this game to that same standard.
We do, because of one reason. It's priced at the same standard.
That's very true. That's very true. But the frame drops in this are kind of just mental. Yeah. Some of the stuff in this is just really hard. It's like immersion breaking type of bad a lot of the time, which is the worst thing you can have in a Japanese RPG.
It is.
It really is. If you don't feel like that badass or something. Like, did you see? I don't get this. You could, ladies and gents, when you had weapons, you could add modifiers to the weapons, and those modifiers had visual aspects to them, be it a rose or a face and stuff like that. And if you were to combine them on your weapon and they weren't the same theme, they just overlap one another. And so you'd have this white rose fired mesh that just looked ugly.
Amalgamation of attachments that are way too big.
Yeah, I don't understand what was going on here.
It looked like they were the size of a dinner plate.
Yeah, some
just
of them
on the side of your sword. It makes no sense. It's
why they
ugly
didn't just do, like an inscription or materia based, like little circles or little lines or something on a pretty weapon.
And it's just a green light on your sword.
Yes,
that
exactly. They are so bad. In the end, I just put everything on one sword, but it looked like an absolute mess. It was kind of unnerving just looking at, and you just think that's just weird. Why didn't you? It's surely you knew that when you were adding assets and then just asset upon asset when you're putting it on there, and now it just looks horrible. I don't get why that was allowed in.
I saw this remark that I found very interesting about this game. I can't remember where I read this or heard this, but someone said or mentioned that at one point they had a good game, but it didn't have enough stuff. It didn't have enough things. Yeah. It probably didn't have crafting or ingredients or the different types of potions or a shop.
Things that people are looking for in today's games, right?
Exactly. So they added those things after the fact. And one of those things might be these pendants on your sword.
No, I think you're exactly right.
Feels very tacked on.
Yeah, is completely right, because there's so many, and we'll go into gameplay where I wrote that exact same thing. There's so many things in this game that is just fluff, and you think, what am I doing? I'm saving the world. I'm trying to save my sister's soul. What am I doing right now? Now, Cloud had chocobo races whilst trying to destroy the weapons and stuff, so it's not unheard of.
Yeah, but that doesn't feel like scope creep. Everything else in Lost Soul Aside feels like scope creep.
And this is just shoved in there out of nowhere, just like, oh, you're doing this? Oh, look, game, do this. And again, it's so hard. Like I said, a lot of the character designs I thought were cool. All the female companions that you have, they're all very pretty, and their outfits are kind of whimsy, fun, a lot of themes to them.
It's that same not old JRPG, but early HD era JRPG. Like exactly right. The bunny character from Final Fantasy XII.
Yes, I loved it. I fancied the bunny character. When I was a young man, I loved that.
Of course.
She was in
There's
my
no reason for any of these characters to be this embellished, but they are, because it's key.
Yes. No, I can't remember what her name. I don't remember the guy's called. His name was Balthazar or something.
Wow,
or Balthia.
Nice.
Sorry, no. But yeah, you're right. It's, again, we're trying to find the good. There is good in there.
There is.
Out of curiosity, have you ever watched an anime called Zodiac Knights or Saint Seiya? I'm pretty sure the answer is no, right?
No.
It's just an anime about special armor that were infused with the powers of the gods, be it Zeus and for some reason Pegasus, which was, I don't know why they used that one.
It's not
some of the boss designs are like completely just designed around that. You know the first four generals, whatever you take on, they're all armored in green.
Golden Lion, pink. The Rose Queen, Cloud something.
Very old, like the Saint Seiya, Zodiac Knight type feel to that thing. So I like seeing things like that you see the inspiration of, and it is here. and you can see his passion, and it is just the little notes here and there, but it is very just, sadly, just left behind all the things that make you kind of annoyed and
but,
just
I mean,
aren't right.
But just the fact that we could see even morsels of a good game in between all of the not so good stuff.
Yes, it is.
Leads me to believe that even till the very end, there were people with passion for this project.
Yes.
And I think that's what Sony saw through to the end. People with these passion for a project like this are now in the industry and can now either make something better at Alta Zero or get put on other parts of the industry where they can put that passion to a new project.
Exactly. Yes, like I say, that's the narrative we all want coming from this game. Like, we want big sales, but the narrative that they're creeping in there with their new talent and learning new stuff is exactly what you want to hear.
I don't think this game's going to get big sales. I don't think this game's going to get big sales.
No, it isn't. I agree. It's a morbid
so
conclusion, but you're right. Anything else visual you want to add?
I like the boss designs. The world design feels linear. The UI is functional but not standout. There we go. Those are my final notes.
So I must admit, some of the world design gets old. I'm not gonna lie. After you go the mountain, you go into like an interdimensional portal where the bad guy is, and a lot of those areas are just the same area.
Yeah.
Just again and again and again.
No, you're
one
right.
with lava, and then one with like your high up, and it's just not enough change in the palette.
There was one moment, one little spot. When you were on the boat and you were going from the city to the mountains, and there was this little 2 seconds where you were traveling across the overworld.
That's right. Yeah.
That overworld is gorgeous.
Yes. No, the first few hours, maybe a couple hours of this game feel alive and really well presented. It gets you excited for the rest.
Yeah, but not just the town, the overworld when you've got like chibi characters.
Yes, the little chibi and the that's right, the little
what is that overworld? That feels like very high budget.
Yes, I'm hoping it goes there eventually, but it's not showing any signs of doing it yet.
No,
I can tell you that. Okay, audio, Mr. Audio Man, has it got its saving graces? Did you find fantastic audio in this game?
So usually, I split audio into 3 parts.
Yeah.
The music, sound effects, voice acting.
Yeah.
The music, it suits the high energy style, but it's not especially memorable.
No, I agree.
It's okay.
Literally wrote that down. I wrote that down. There is music. I couldn't tell you which one of them was stand out in any way. I did look up that one of the composers is a lady called Yoko Shimomura. I'm bound to say that wrong. And she actually has a history of working on Final Fantasy, Xenoblade, Kingdom Hearts, even Streets of Rage 4, the indie little Streets of Rage game that came out a bit late. So she's got quite a pedigree behind her.
Nice.
But you're right, it doesn't feel like she had a ton of I don't know, it's going to be mean, focus. Like, it's one of those things where you can see like a teacher's been brought on to a student to help, and I don't know, that's the narrative that comes in my head, is that Sony brought on some big guns to help point in the direction, and then they just left it to them to do the rest.
Yeah.
But yeah, the music didn't really go hard or was super sweet or super melodic in some degrees.
I'm sure
I thought it was very forgettable.
I listened to some of it. It's fine. It's serviceable. It's well enough, but it's not. They even used at some points, they used a couple of traditional Chinese instruments, which I thought
cool.
that's a nice touch. Good job, Bang Yang. But Bing Yang, excuse me.
Yeah, I know. It's so we're doing our best. All respect to the guy, but it is hard to remember.
Besides that, there's no real standout.
Literally, my audio section is quite small. I thought the voice actor for Arena was pretty decent.
Same.
And that's kind of it. I delved into the voice actors. Again, it's super sweet because the voice actors are all brand new. There's very little pedigree to any of them. Which just makes you think...
If we can get any... I'm assuming these voice actors are entry level, maybe besides Arena. If we can get any entry level work for new talent.
Yes.
I'm all for it.
Yes. Again, it just adds that narrative of a bunch of like newbies and or you know, just people trying their best. And it looks like in every single field of this game, you just feel like there's a new bunch of people doing their best in regards to each bit they're given.
And it's and in most of these cases it doesn't land. But I don't care that it doesn't land.
I know, that's what I mean. Everything is so rose-tinted in this review because we don't want to be, you know, we want this to work so much. The voice acting's fine. It's just none of it, again, is memorable.
I wouldn't call it fine.
I'm trying to be so nice.
Ladies and gents, I am happy to report that the English dub for Lost Solar Side is officially good bad.
Oh, is it good bad? You found
it's
it
good bad now. Please rejoice as we now have voice acting in 2025 that is good bad.
I love the idea in like 10 years time people are going to go back to this like we do the Resident Evil games with all the cheesy lines Leon does and stuff like that.
Yeah, or the laugh scene in Final Fantasy X.
Yes, the laugh scene in Final Fantasy X.
I'm serious. People are still going to share clips of Kaiser falling down that hole and just the dumbest, most hilarious scream.
Yeah, I must admit, it's a weird thing to say, but Kaiser I think is the worst. I think so as well. Actually skip his scenes when he talks. Like, I'll listen to Arena all day.
What? You skip them?
Oh no, I read them faster than they're said. You know when you got.
I'm having a blast with his English dub.
I can't. Yeah, and something like they do mispronounce a few things.
I love some delicious.
It's
good
the
bad.
Translation by all accounts, but it's not really their fault. It's like direct translation of Japanese or Chinese, which then comes across a bit weird in English. I.e., massive dragon. But yeah, I found him boring. Like it's very rare, apart from like you mentioned Final Fantasy XII, the main protagonist that is hellishly boring. Van is the worst Final Fantasy character in existence, in my opinion.
Oh man!
Oh, he's so boring. Everyone else is
just
more.
The worst. You can have bad and you can have boring. I would take bad over boring.
Yes, I would take bad over boring. I agree entirely.
And I think this is teetering on bad instead of
memorably
boring.
Bad is something. It's kind of good bad. Yeah, you're right.
No, I'm not skipping Kaiser's lines. The majority might be boring, but then you'd have that one line. That's just peak delicious good bad garbage. And I'm thinking, I'm eating good with this.
I know, I can see that.
That's exactly why at the start of Stellar Blade, I really disliked Adam.
Yes, you said.
But by the end, I was thinking, Adam, wow, read me a bedtime story.
You hated the little girl, didn't you, from Stellar Blade?
Lily.
Yeah.
I didn't like Lily.
She used to drive you mental. I thought she was perfectly fine, but you were just not jiving with Lily.
Lily is annoying. Lily can get annoying.
Anything else? Like I know it's bare bones and stuff. Like anything else audio wise?
I think the combat sound effects are serviceable, which is not bad but not good.
Right, none of them are standout. Fundamentally, could be stock noises, right? Like metal clashing and like the particle effect noise when it hits. Nothing remarkable in that regard. I don't. No,
but everything is just good enough, serviceable. It does what it needs to.
It's so funny that we're allowing good enough. But if this was a AAA or from some big studio, we would be crapping on it if it was like,
we would. And I also know that we kind of need to, because this is priced as AAA. But
I don't understand that either.
We can get into that in value for money.
Anyway, so no more audio. What did you think of gameplay?
Gameplay. The obvious highlight. Highlight of this. The one thing everyone mentions when they talk about Lost Solar Side, and it's one redeeming factor.
Yes,
the combat.
The one thing that could make this game whole and actually good would be the combat.
And what do you think? Does it?
Kinda. I'll give you. It's the best part of the game.
Yes, it is. That we can agree on that.
The best part of the game.
Yes,
definitely.
Which I mean, I can take good gameplay with bad story, but
yeah, that's true. There's plenty.
I don't know if I can take bad gameplay with good story. I can't do that.
Again, I'm trying to be. Again, it's very Devil May Cry type fighting in this game, ladies and gents. It's weapon changes, it's perfect blocks, perfect dodges, elemental weaknesses, special arena attacks where you beef up like a dragon, and it's all very fun and particle effecty, and you know, it's an enjoyable system. As long as when you get it right.
Yes, it's got all of those action game mechanics that you'd expect from a game like this. I'm thinking, again, it's just because the connection's too easy, but Stellar Blade.
Yes, it does. Stellar Blade is better. The
Stellar Blade is better. You should rather play Stellar Blade.
By all means.
But this is the closest connection I can make to a recent game.
Agreed. And some of the boss fights are kind of challenging. Some of them not so much, but some of them you know, the old school having to learn their patterns and what they do next and how to dodge. You know, it's all there. There's some fleshed out boss fights and things for you to learn and get some challenge from.
A tad bit of trouble with the Rose Queen.
Oh no, I kicked her ass straight away. I found her fight to be boring. Her fight was so boring.
Oh, well, excuse me, Mr. Kaiser.
There's some rose bits you got to jump over. And again, sadly, one of the worst parts of this game is the platforming side. I hated it so much. And later on in the game, you get those bits where you know, the things you can jump on are really small, but then you can see all the shiny treasure across the way, and you try to jump on it, but if you can't really gauge if it's a double jump or it's a single jump, and that the platforming wound me up in this. It reminded me of the game Only Up. Did you play that at all? That indie?
No, I could sense that game was gonna give me just high blood pressure, so I stayed away.
And it's so annoying because it's just not good, and they put so many elements in there when you're supposed to platform, which is just really frustrating. There's that mini game where you follow like a butterfly or whatever it is, and you got to go collect them in a limited amount of time. And
after the second time, I just skipped them all.
Yeah, and then later on you get like just another collectible thing, but you got to do it in order of 1 to 5, and it's just like, what are we doing? This isn't gameplay.
No, that's tacked on. That's tacked on.
Yeah, it is.
That's why I said earlier. They had a game here, but the gameplay loop was so bare bones. They needed to put in extra fluff.
Exactly. We have to fluff it out and put more hours in, so it's like a 60-hour experience or whatever.
Yeah,
and it is, and it just comes across
to justify
like
the $60 price point.
Yes, and it comes across like that. Even the little girl who's kind of like your potion refiller. That's the only use I found for her, to be honest with you.
Lena?
Yeah, she helps you mix potions with various degrees of success. Nothing was game breaking in that regard. You could morph your weapons to a different design if you didn't like the original design. Again, nothing really changed. It changed what your weapon looked like, but it didn't add any buffs or anything like that.
Yeah.
The only reason I ever spoke to her was to save and just to get my potions replenished.
Exactly, just replenish my potions. That is it. Same.
It's just tacked on again. It's all just fluff. They try to put a shop in, but the shop doesn't have anything of real importance.
No, it doesn't.
Fun. And they try to add elements of like mixing and making, but it's also not fun in the slightest.
It's very unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. They do all these different types of little things to kind of get the game to this big pedestal it needs to be, but again, it feels unnecessary, and it feels like things that after the game was already made, after the main gameplay loop got developed, someone in an executive chair or someone in a meeting said, it's not enough, is it?
Yeah, there's not enough the things that we find in other games. We need more.
Exactly. This feels like a $30 game. This feels like $40. That's not cool.
There was just and it had the weirdest checkpoint save system too. I at one point took down the fake arena, won the fight, finished the fight, thought I was all sorted. And then, life happened. I put the PlayStation to sleep mode, or I switched off. Come back. Yeah. And my latest checkpoint is before that fight. It didn't checkpoint me after that big boss fight. No. And I found it a lot of times. It was just the checkpoint saves were just mental. Like they were the weirdest spot.
I know the exact save you're talking about. before the arena boss battle,
Yeah.
there's a couple of cutscenes and
Yes.
a teleport portal
That's
thing.
right. That's
the checkpoint
That's
is
the one.
before all of that.
Yes.
So
It's
each
a
time you
really
lose to
weird
arena,
spot.
which you really shouldn't,
No,
you
it's
need
true.
to teleport again and go through those cutscenes.
Yes, another
does make a
weird.
lot of sense.
It's just weird. Like, I know we're pampered because we're used to checkpoints after every
Yes.
fight, right? After you defeat a boss, you get a cutscene checkpoint, so that you don't have to do it again. And these just seem to be weirdly misplaced. Like it was like, oh, we'll do it every, I don't know, 50 yards. Without really
Something like
thinking
that.
about it,
Yeah.
just a checkpoint every 50 yards, or after like an hour of play or something.
Yeah.
It just seems out of place. They're not put in like a place where we're comfortable nowadays in regards to getting checkpoint saves.
Although, with all of this said, I just want to circle back and reiterate that I really enjoyed the combat.
Yes.
And if everything else is subpar, the combat is not.
It still gives you those. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
I just want to commend the combat gameplay.
It does
gameplay
give you
loop.
those good feelings when you perform a perfect block and everything
Yes.
slows down, or when you do a
Yeah.
perfect dodge, you kind of access the lightning fast counter attack thing.
Yes.
And when you get the broadsword, the great sword, you can do a special spinny counter attack if you time it right and stuff like that. There is a lot of things that make you go, yeah, I'm good at this game. Yeah, this game, I own this game, right? The combat is kind of fun. And that's it. Again, I'm trying so much. I
get it.
We want this game to succeed. I'll be honest, I really do. Anything else gameplay you want to add?
No. So,
Okay.
performance. So this one is also not even just a mixed bag, but this is kind of, they dropped the ball a tiny bit with this one, because all of this game still has loads of bugs, especially on the PC.
Yeah, tons. Like
Frame drops, like you said, stuttering, bugs.
We've said it before. The frame drops are kind of just massive and monumentally bad. Loading screens, okay, we're all kind of used to loading screens. It shouldn't really be a thing in this type of game, but what do I know? The camera can be just clumsy as hell at some scenes, like what is going on here? Again, they have said, they've been very open, which we appreciate, that they've heard what we've said and our criticisms as an audience, and they are addressing it and are going to patch it out and stuff like that. Which I really hope they do a good job of patching it out, because this elevates the game exponentially if they do.
Yes, they do. They kind of win back some trust, and I'm sure they will. But that just comes back to the conversation that we have every single time something like this happens. Post-launch fixes should not be a thing.
Agreed. And we're slowly getting examples of where, Expedition 33, hell, even the Metal Gear Solid Delta that just came out. I think PC has a problem, but the PlayStation 5 version runs lovely. It really is a complete package, and we would let a few little issues go on the sideline, because no game is perfect. It doesn't matter with the topology of computers and the graphics cards and all the things we have. It's got to be super hard to build something that runs perfectly on all systems. Mm-hmm. But this was on the PlayStation 5, and it had massive performance issues just on every side of things, like things I haven't seen in years. This again, this was the one area where you felt the kind of like the amateurish approach of like new people trying it and it not working out. And
I know again, you say that's a bad way. It feels amateurish.
I guess that's
it feels
kind of
like it's made by amateurs.
Sorry, yeah.
But that's because it was made by amateurs.
That's true. It is.
People are forgetting that. Of course, it's got Sony's backing. Yes, it's priced at $60.
Yeah.
This was made by amateurs.
Yeah. Like I said, with this review, we have to keep that in mind. You've just got to, especially with the. They were shooting for the stars with this. This wasn't like a 2D platforming game or, a puzzle game from indie developers where, a lot of that is kind of a simpler thing. This went from small to big straight away, and they tried. And you can see they tried. It may be a good or bad thing in regards to the gameplay and the game itself, but you can kind of see they tried.
Yes.
But that does come up. Anything else performance-wise? Because
no, I think that's it for performance.
That does come to that big issue, which we both graded pretty damn low, is value for money. This is a big $60 on everywhere. Right?
It really is just... steep is the right word. It's such a big ask, and it puts this release on... It above everything, I think it sets very high expectations. It set expectations for if I spend $60, which is the price I'd pay for a full release big game, expecting a full video game experience. This isn't what I would expect for $60.
It makes you wonder if it's just, the hype got so big and so kind of like wish listed and all. Do you think that they were just like, oh no, we can sell, this is so wanted, we could price it at the normal price and it would still sell. Sorry.
Yes.
You kind of sometimes think that's the narrative, like, oh yeah, but everybody wants to play it. It's on YouTube and and it's on the PlayStation Showcase and Games Con and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to play it, so we can price, maximum money at the beginning, so we release it. It's 60, and you're right. But
the game shown off in marketing material, a lot of times isn't the game the consumers get.
That's very true. Very true. We all know that.
So if we got the game that was presented in Bing Yang's marketing material, yes, $60 easy.
Or if this was a $30 game, you'd be able to you kind of be easier to balance out the problems. And you're going to get it fixed, right?
I'd even say that this would have been accepted as a $40 game.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, 30 was probably a tad low when I threw that out there. I agree.
But I'd go with 40. If Mafia is 50, this feels like 40.
Yeah, agreed. And again, it's a new studio. The idea that new studio, full-priced game, it just seems balmy by its own description. Like
new studio, yes. Amateur studio,
yes.
Very yes.
It just sounds very Sony. And of course, this is released on PlayStation Network and on Steam, but of course not Xbox, which kind of makes sense in regards to Sony China. They're gonna have an exclusivity window for at least a short period of time in regards to Xbox.
I don't think this is going to Xbox. This is a Sony exclusive.
Yeah, but do you think, like I said, we were discussing this with Gears of War. Do you think that's going to stay a thing for much longer?
Oh, right. Oh, good point. Very good point.
It should go to Xbox. You may be right. They may just keep to their guns and just keep it to PlayStation. Because if they've given it to Steam, then that's kind of giving away the keys to the kingdom anyway, right? You can buy this game on Steam. I'm not going mad, right?
Although Steam feels so much more... Ooh, what's the word I'm looking for? Xbox feels like its own entity. PlayStation feels like its own entity. Steam still feels like the Wild West sometimes.
Oh, agreed. I think Steam is fundamentally the Wild West. It's
so releasing something on Steam, for me personally, doesn't mean much.
Oh, okay. So, but it often makes you wonder, why did they not just leave this on the PlayStation then? It's PC sales must be such a large chunk now that they have to release it on Steam at the same time, right?
If the PC sales for Stellar Blade is any indication, it's that I'm in the minority and Steam is the Wild West, yes, but where the majority of the players are.
So fundamentally, the PC won the console war. Which I know the always master race by all accounts. Yeah. The PC did win in the end by all accounts.
Yeah,
which is not surprising, taking into account games are made on PC.
PC and by extension Valve won.
Yes, yeah, we all know Gabe's there sitting on his piles of money, like
in New Zealand.
You just got to see the vision is quite impressive, to be honest with you.
So $60 was the biggest mistake. That was the
agreed.
biggest mistake of this entire development runtime. That right there. If this was just priced at $40, expectations would have been set much more realistically. The echo chamber that is the cult fan base for this before it was released wouldn't have been in such disarray as it is now.
Agreed. It makes you wonder how many refunds they got off the gate. Because that's got to be... Can you just imagine being a developer? You release your game, you start seeing sales, and then like on that chart, you start seeing the refund sales.
Oh, that must sting.
That must hurt. Like, don't get me wrong, they've achieved something fantastic and great, and they should all be patting themselves on the backs. If they, of course, they're listening to this podcast. Everyone listens to this podcast, and they did achieve something amazing. It didn't hit right, and it's not quite all there, and we hope they fix it. And hope they lower the price, to be honest with you, because that price point's still a bit mad.
I think it is. I think sooner rather than later, it's going to come down. It's going to come way down. It might just even be a PS Plus title before long.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it might hit that PlayStation Plus quite quickly. Yeah. Just to keep that hype train going for sales. And
maybe.
So that the mixed reviews don't kind of like put it into tepid water and then people forget about it. I hope so. I hope this game... Because it's quite fun. It's fundamentally not a bad game. It's just fundamentally not a good game either.
No, it isn't. And it's got a lot of fluff, but...
Yeah.
But by damn, there are morsels of passion in this title. I can smell them, Dave.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. On that segue, what did we score this bad boy by all accounts?
Our scores for Lost Solar Side played Final Fantasy XV and got so inspired that they were going to make their own letter grade rating. Unfortunately, after 10 years of development hell, they kind of did make their own letter grade rating. It wasn't a good one. But it wasn't F. The letter grade rating that our scores made after 10 years of development hell was the letter grade rating of D+.
Which means it scored better than...
better than FPC Firebreak.
I was going to say, that was literally the one I was looking at.
FPC Firebreak. Come on, that game's... Am I the only one that enjoyed FPC Firebreak?
No, we checked the other day. It's you and 11 other people.
Ah, damn it.
We checked Steam. There was 11 other people.
Yes, there were 11 people playing FPC Firebreak.
And those are your people right there. Those are the types you like to hang out with. It did better than Star Wars: The New Droid Army for the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, goodness.
Again, it's one of those things. We've said it the whole podcast through. There's some good stuff in there. We hope they fix it, and it could, that D+ goes into like C+ to B territory, depending on how they fix
I don't think it's ever going to come close to B, but yes, if it turns into a C, at the very least,
that would be a win, right?
That would be a win. That just turns it into a nice game. At the moment, it's just a game.
Agreed.
I think if just bring down the price point.
Agreed.
And reframe it as a AA title.
Yes,
that's it.
Yes.
Agreed, Fix it. Agreed. Bring down the price point and reframe this as a AA title.
No, I agree. If they do that, and like I said, these are, ladies and gents, these are our opinions. We've been gaming for a long time. That's why you should listen to every single one of them. But if this is your type of game, I've seen a lot of reviews of people genuinely enjoying it. It's not an emotional roller coaster. It's not just a crazy... It's just you go to fight some things, some aliens. You fight some big bosses. A lot of it seems to be like a boss rush to some degree. It's one boss, then another boss. If you like that type of thing, this game's definitely down your alley. It's just not hitting the benchmark that we're kind of used to today in regards to games and what we're... what other companies are pumping out. Even indie companies, smaller ones. It's just not hitting that right level yet, and the price point just kind of rubs that in a little bit more. It just doesn't sit right.
No.
So but D+ isn't bad.
If you fancy yourself some good bad.
Yes. Like, just hang out with Arena. Just like, in my opinion, just listen to him. He's great. I like Arena. But yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully they fix it. Again, the story's so heartwarming, and it's You rarely hear these stories out and about in the gaming industry now. So, kind of play it just to help the young guy out. Like, play his game. Kind of support it a bit. It isn't a bad play, by all accounts.
Before we close off, Dave, have you heard of the game called Subliminal?
I think you may have mentioned it to me, but no.
It's an indie horror game that is taking the idea of liminal spaces and the back rooms and just making a very kick-ass game. It's been in a state where a lot of people have become excited for it, but it's not been moving at all. And the people are kind of contemplating if it's being released at all because it's just getting delays upon delays. The lead developer has since come on YouTube and just explained the entire case and took ownership for all the delays and a lot of the problems that's been happening with regarding the development, and made a very transparent video about what's going on with the game.
Okay.
And when it comes to video games that like to be very secretive in this industry, it's a big breath of fresh air. And I'm wondering if something like that might have helped Lost Soul aside.
It's always so hard to say in this industry that we have, because you see the bizarre things working, and then you see the everyday things not working, and then it'll flip the script, and then these things now work, and it must be very hard to actually working marketing nowadays and just trying to get it, do the right thing.
Yeah.
And I think the hubris of just having the hype, I think kind of just broke this game a bit. I think it was a little too much and a little too quick, potentially.
I think so too.
I feel bad for them. I think they must have been properly stressed out. I feel like they have to have been stressed out.
I think so too. Maybe if they could have gotten some more guidance from Sony.
Yes. You can see the corporates were like, no, we'll open the doors, but you're still doing everything, and we're just going to take credit for it to some degree.
Yes,
I hope it's not like that. Yeah, I hope it's not like that, but it does feel like that a bit.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Critical Arcade Podcast. We hope that you push all the buttons on your screen right now. Any of those buttons that could benefit us or you, maybe. Press them.
Just press all of them right now. Every single one. It's a task. 3, 2, 1. They're pressed, right? Everyone did it. Congrats.
Yeah,
right,
well done.
Well done.
You got your dopamine hit. Great.
Yeah, that's right. We all got a dopamine hit. Nice work, everyone.
Speaking of dopamine hits, Dave, where can we follow you?
Well, you can find me out and about, but fortunately, in my outings, I found a box that fell off a truck, and when I opened up, it was full of fake rat tail headpieces. Right? So I've got this box full of these rat tail headpieces, and if you come anywhere near me, I will place them of the worst position ever on the back of your head because it looks insane. But I won't stop there. I will, and these will become permanently attached. These aren't any just like super glue type attachments. I will meld them to your skin, and I will place rat tail hair pieces on places you didn't know they could go.
There we go.
That's how much that is how much I dislike the hairstyle of Kaiser in this game. That's the biggest punishment I can think from the narrative.
And
You're gonna have a
having people
hairpiece.
follow you.
Yes, that's true. That also.
Lesson learned, don't follow Dave. Rather, Dave, how about you tell us what have we got lined up for next week?
Well, next week's game is another, hopefully, new release, which I know lots of people are talking about because, again, the hype train kind of built this one up quite a lot.
Choo-choo! All aboard.
I know, yeah. Nick himself is very much on board with this train.
Hell yeah.
It's Hell Is Us for the PlayStation 5. Well, Nick was telling me it's just like a creepy sandbox, which doesn't give you a map, right? So it's kind of like...
No, it's not giving you map, not giving you any objective markers. It's giving you clues and puzzles, and you need to figure it out.
That's kind of cool. Like, I can't remember a time where that was a thing. So it's like build your own story, get to just survive and work shit out. Look forward to it. It looks pretty good too. It's a very pretty looking game.
It does.
So we'll see we'll see how that scores on our list and our judgment. Well, hopefully we'll be playing that next week.
And if you wanted to check out our review for Hell Is Us, hopefully, tune in next week. We'll see you then. Cheers.
Cheers.